Hey, I'm Zero, and this is Only Nice Things, the show that punishes negative opinions with alcohol. Today we're going to talk about Chuck Russell's 1988 remake of The Blob. After a meteor crashes in the woods of a small little town, a strange goo attaches itself to a homeless man and he's taken to the hospital by high schoolers, who conveniently hit him with their car. When it's been revealed that the old man's body has been mysteriously melted, the police are on now high alert for an unknown killer. Will the teens be able to survive the ever-morphing monster with their beautiful hair intact? Will a military presence in a movie ever be friendly? And finally, is this what gum looks like while I'm chewing it in my mouth? Now let's say some nice things about this film. The Blob has a really sharp script that swiftly moves the plot forward with character building before hitting you with a horrific encounter from the titular creature. Scenes with dialogue feel like they naturally run their course and were given just the right amount of time to get to know the protagonists.
Whenever you're ready.
The movie also keeps you on edge because you're never really sure who's going to live and who's going to get absorbed. Main and secondary characters are all literally up for grabs. I remember being surprised when I first saw this because it didn't follow the normal horror movie tropes, and people I actually liked were suddenly getting killed off. There are lots of fun little details written throughout the film that seem like throwaway lines at first, but cleverly come back later for life-threatening situations or simple moments of comedy.
Oh,
You want the ribbed or the regular?
Fun fact, while watching this as a kid, I didn't know what a ribbed condom was. I thought maybe it had something to do with food, so maybe it was like a barbecue flavored condom?
Ribbed.
The thing that stands out most from this film is definitely the special effects, and you can see how most of the budget was spent on it. The practical effects look wickedly horrific, as we learn that the Blob is able to burn and decompose its prey while completely engulfing them with its body. A very clever way they showed the Blob dissolving its victims was to use reaction shots to break up to two different phases of the effect. Here, we can see that they had the actor underneath the slime-like coating to get a genuine reaction from the actress. After witnessing her scream and struggles, we then cut back to the next stage of the effect, which now excludes the actor so the team can further break down his body and increase the shock value. When Shawnee Smith pulls off the arm of the character she's trying to save, it's very disgusting, but it's also pretty inventive. The movie also has a pretty crazy climax where we have a ridiculously oversized blob wreaking havoc on the military and townspeople. No one is safe as the creature indiscriminately crushes or absorbs anyone in its path. We're treated to many fun shots of people frantically running for their lives, and the military also unsuccessfully using their weapons to try and keep the monster away. Well, that's it for the Only Nice Things portion of this show. If you're sensitive to negative comments or criticisms, you'll probably just want to leave now. Otherwise, stay tuned for the drinking game. Hey there, viewer. Did you know that you can drink along with me to this review? A flashing bottle will come on screen anytime I have something negative to say about the film. This is your cue to drink. Cheers. Since I mentioned the scene earlier, Shawnee Smith's character surviving after trying to save her friend from the Blob doesn't really work for me. Once she falls back from pulling off the character's arm, she suddenly passes out and wakes up in the care of her parents. You could argue that the Blob needed time to digest its recent victim, but it's a little too convenient that it just didn't kill her right there because she was such an easy target. Alright, I'm getting started. While I did praise the practical effects from this movie, there are some moments where they do show their age. Sometimes we get wide shots where we need to fully see the blob in the same frame as the actors, and it's obvious that they needed to blue screen the two elements together. It looks like they were using some sort of large puppet or stop motion animation, and it's not always that convincing. I can't exactly fault this because these are the limitations of the time period, but if you have a keen eye, you'll definitely notice it. On the positive side though, the filmmakers were probably aware of this because you never linger on these shots for too long, and it's never distracting from the scene. This is typical of most genres, but once the This is typical of most genres, but once the military and scientists get involved, you pretty much know their real intentions and how they're probably gonna go up against the main characters. The armed forces tend to act as resistance in these types of films, so there's more of a sense of déjà vu than relief when they first appear. Their presence definitely adds additional bodies for the blob to absorb, but I think it would have been more interesting to have the entire town band together and try and contain the creature themselves. Thankfully, in order to add some human elements to the group, the script does have some scientists wary of certain decisions and actually question some orders from their superiors.
Just for the record, I don't agree with any of this. Those people's lives are at stake.
Don't you think I know that?
Ah, crap. I think I'm getting drunk. Time to tally up the drinking score. As you can see, I've had 8 drinks. Despite the negatives, it was really fun to revisit the remake of the Blob. Despite the negatives, it was really fun to revisit the remake of the Blob and see that it still holds up, considering I haven't seen it for so long. Practical effects aficionados will definitely love all the slick and slimy kills that Tony Gardner and Lyle Conway have come up with. Horror fans will also appreciate that Shawnee Smith's character Meg isn't just a simple damsel in distress. Well, that's it for Only Nice Things. Thanks for watching, and come drink with me next time. I can't wave with this hand, it feels so weird. I was serious about that ribbed condom comment before. I really had no idea what it was. Yeah, ribbed for her pleasure because she likes barbecued ribs? So, barbecued flavored condoms? Right? Right? Anybody? No? Shut up. I hate you. Nah, I love you.